Hello students, we're going to talk about the eye. On this diagram we can see the eyelid, which is the skin that covers most of the eye usually. The pupil, which is the middle black dot. It's actually an opening, it's not black because it's a hole. The sclera, which is the white part, and the iris, which is the colored part. Without eyelids covering part of our eye, we really can see that it is a ball, and that's the exact shape it needs to be to see and to look around. Things we don't see all the time might seem scary, but the eye is still a beautiful, interesting thing that I would like to study with you today. We will have a tracer, and you can use a black crayon to carefully trace around the outside. Remember, press down hard on whatever you are tracing so that it does not jiggle. A little jiggling is normal though. And then I'm going to also trace inside. Let's look closely at beautiful eyes. They always have many different colors. They come in brown, green, blue, hazel, gray, and more. You can see the little muscles in the iris that pull the pupil larger and smaller. We are going to use a circle tracer, and for the size we have, which we have a 9-inch circle eyeball, we're going to use a 2-inch. Look for the hole that says 2 inches, just the number 2 by itself, and create a small circle inside to be the pupil. This is also a great place to add some shine. So I'm adding a little shine in my pupil. It can be a circle or a square. And then I color in the pupil with black crayon or black Sharpie or something that'll stay black no matter what. Then I'm going to decide what color I want my eye to be. I decided on brown, but when an eye is brown, it's not just brown. So I will add dark brown around the outside ring. I will make those little crinkles and wrinkles in the eye. And I will add some dark brown with my crayon around the outside. Even when your eye is brown, you will see glints of gold, which you can do with some yellow crayon. You will see warmer, lighter brown. Make sure you color your shine in with the white crayon. The next thing you can do is add some of those capillaries that are so important to feed our eye the oxygen that it needs. I do this by making very light little tree shapes with branches coming out as randomly as I can. Just lightly feathering from the side in random ways. Some should have 3, some should have 5, some should be long, some should be short. The more random, the more natural your eyeball will look. And they can go all the way around. It's going to be a giant eyeball. Next, we can use watercolor on your iris, on the colored part. Since I have a brown eye, I'm going to get a little bit of moisture, swirl in my brown, and bring it right over the top of my iris. The iris is like the middle of a sandwich. It's the middle part. I will keep my water inside of the crayon circle so that it doesn't move outside of that iris zone. The rest of the eyeball has to be white to be the sclera. And you can have dark parts and light parts. See what you can do by dabbing your brush into the paint a few more times. If you're making a green eye, you can use green. If you're making blue, you can use blue or aqua. And any other colors you want for your eye. Before we start our next step, we will let the iris dry and we will cut out our eyeball from the background. The next step is going to be messy. So choose one hand to be clean and one hand to be messy. I'm using a messy mat, and my non-dominant hand, my left hand, is going to be my clean hand. My dominant hand is going to be dirty. My clean hand gets to spin the eyeball. My dirty hand gets to rub some charcoal. So I'm just rubbing right a little bit on the edge. My clean hand spins the eyeball. This keeps fingerprints from getting all over the place. If you rotate your eye and do a little bit of rubbing right on the edge, then you'll control your black pastel much better. So notice I'm going to go all the way around on the edge. And the only place where there's a lot of messy charcoal is just one spot. And when you finish, you get to use your dirty hand to rub the charcoal. By rubbing around in a circle, you're going to get what looks to be a shaded edge. It helps make your eyeball look round. Shadow creeps around darkest the further away we are, and then lighter as you come closer.